People have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook.
These were the words of President Richard Nixon in 1973, when he was just about to be impeached. Nixon lied because he was a crook, and 8 months later he was forced to resign. The United States now has a new president who claims he's not a crook. But during the election, countless experts warned that Trump will destroy democracy to create an authoritarian state with all power consolidated in his presidency. This is evident in documents written by Trump's transition project called Project 2025. And during the election, the press wrote countless news stories revealing Trump's plans. But as always, when Trump is caught, he has never even met the woman or doesn't even know the guy. So with Project 2025, Trump again deflected criticism by saying, "I know nothing about Project 2025, I have no idea who's behind it." Which is quite surprising, because CNN later revealed that at least 140 people working for Project 2025 used to work for none other than Donald J. Trump. Project 2025 contributor Randahl Fink is one of those people Trump said he didn't know. Yet, this man is now Trump's nominee to lead the Office of Management and Budget, the largest, most important administrative agency under the US president, responsible for the entire US federal budget and overseeing the hiring and firing of civil servants and political appointees. Paragraphs written by Randahl Fink for Project 2025 reflect an absolute disdain for civil servants and their crucial role in implementing government laws. He characterizes independent experts as a tyranny that will prevent Trump's policies. And his solution is to have the boldness to bend or break the bureaucracy to the presidential will. In short, if you work for the government, you now carry out Trump's orders, or
"You're fired, get out of here."
That should worry anyone who recalls the COVID-19 pandemic, where Trump didn't want to listen to experts like Anthony Fauci, but preferred brainstorming ideas in front of the press, like injecting disinfectants into COVID patients to knock out the virus, as he said.
And then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning?
An insane suggestion, which fortunately no government experts ever followed. To guarantee that a president cannot just pick someone completely unqualified to lead any department of government, every nominee has to be confirmed by the Senate before they get the job. And on January 15, Randahl Fink appeared before the Senate in a hearing which gave an alarming insight into how Trump will destroy democracy, so he can become the most powerful ruler in American history. Because Donald Trump has found a loophole in the United States Constitution. Or, to be more precise, Richard Nixon found the loophole, and Trump now wants to abuse it too. You see, the US Constitution is only a brief document, so a lot is open to interpretation. And President Nixon took advantage of that. Nixon had found Article 2, Section 3 of the Constitution, which says, "The President shall take care that the laws be faithfully executed." And with that clause, Nixon decided that every time Congress made a law he didn't like, he just took care that no funds were spent on implementing parts of the law he wanted to disappear.
Well, when the president does it, that means that it is not illegal.
By definition.
Exactly.
He could do this because as president, he controlled the Office of Management and Budget. And Nixon abused that office to impound the money Congress had allocated for the implementation of the law. Nixon impounded tens of billions of dollars, effectively removing the power vested in Congress to define the laws of the land. Obviously, this created a crisis in Washington, because for a brief period it set aside democracy and let a corrupt president act like a dictator, looking at each law from Congress and just cherry-picking which parts of the law he wanted to finance. So in 1974, before Nixon was forced to resign, Congress made a new federal law called the Impoundment Control Act, which prevented the president from impounding the money Congress had allocated, thereby saving democracy. And with Nixon finding himself in the middle of his own impeachment process, he didn't want to anger Congress any further, and he signed the act into law. This is why the Impoundment Control Act is now one of the essential guardrails against dictatorship in the United States. And this brings us back to the Senate confirmation hearing of Russell Vought. Senator Richard Blumenthal from Connecticut wanted to make absolutely sure that Russell Vought would not let Trump bring back the dark times of the Nixon era. So the senator asked if Vought agreed that the Impoundment Control Act was a legal way of limiting Trump's power. The clip I'm about to show you will go down in history as the shocking moment the Senate realizes Trump is on a mission to destroy democracy.
Do you believe the Impoundment Control Act is constitutional?
No, I don't believe it's constitutional. The president ran on that view. That's his view, and I agree with...
Have you read Train versus New York? That's the United States Supreme Court saying it is constitutional. You're saying that you're going to just defy the courts, the Office of Legal Counsel, under both administrations, including then Attorney Rehnquist, afterward becoming Supreme Court Justice, wrote for the Office of Legal Counsel, you are simply going to take the law into your own hands.
I did not say that, nor did I imply that on behalf of the incoming administration. I said earlier to a question from Senator Peters that the incoming administration is going to take the president's view on this, as he stated in the campaign, work it through with the lawyers of the Department of Justice, some of whom who are coming before Congress just today, if confirmed, and to put that through a policy process. And I can't prejudge that policy process, but I certainly can't announce the parameters of what it would produce.
I am astonished and aghast that someone in this responsible a position would, in effect, say that the president is above the law, and that the United States Supreme Court is entitled to their opinion, but mine should supersede it. It's just baffling.
That is the reaction of a senator realizing that a majority of US voters have elected a dictator, and before him sits the dictator's henchman, who without hesitation says if Trump wants to destroy democracy, so be it. This is what the US has now become, and both in the US and in every democratic country relying on the US for leadership, we now have some truly bleak years ahead of us. My name is Randahl Fink. I will be right here commenting to shine a light on the truth in times of darkness.